Basketball is basketball, right? Well, not exactly. Because when you look at NBA versus WNBA, you realize they're not playing the same game. At least not when it comes to money, fame, and audience size. The NBA is a multi-billion-dollar empire, while the WNBA is still fighting for a seat at the table. But why? Is the pay gap fair, or is there something wrong behind the scenes? Today, we're putting NBA and WNBA in the ring. Contracts, salaries, ticket sales, sponsors. Nothing is off limits. And we're doing it round by round. So grab your popcorn, because this might get messy. Let the battle begin. Round 1. The salary knockout. Let's start with a brutal reality check. Imagine you're signing the deal of your life. You grab that golden pen, your agent is smiling ear to ear, and boom, your new contract is worth $304 million. Congratulations, you're Jaylen Brown, and you just secured the biggest contract in NBA history. Now, let's switch the scenario. You're still signing a big deal, but this time, instead of a mansion, your paycheck might cover a nice used Honda Civic. Welcome to the WNBA, where Arike Ogunbowale, one of the league's top stars, earns just around $250,000 a year. That's not even enough to pay the NBA's rookie minimum. At this point, you might be thinking, wait, that's criminal. Pay the ladies more. But before we start throwing basketballs at billionaires, let's look at why this happens. The average NBA salary is a jaw-dropping $8 million per year, while the average WNBA salary, just $120,000. If the NBA was a luxury steakhouse, the WNBA would be that friendly neighborhood cafe where you can't believe they still sell coffee for $1. Round 2, the viewership dunk contest. All right, so if NBA players are making way more, surely it must be because more people watch their games, right? Let's check the numbers. The NBA Finals bring in an average of 12 million viewers per game. Meanwhile, the WNBA Finals? A solid 650,000. That's not a bad number, until you realize that more people watched a random guy building a pool out of mud on YouTube last week. And let's talk about tickets. The average NBA ticket price is $200, while the WNBA sits at around $40. Now, before anyone says, that's just because the WNBA isn't being given the same opportunities. Well, here's where things get interesting. Some say it's not about demand, but about marketing. The NBA spends billions promoting its stars, turning players into superheroes. Meanwhile, the WNBA's budget for marketing is, well, let's just say it wouldn't even cover LeBron James's sneaker collection. Round 3, the sponsor showdown. Let's get into the real moneymakers. Sponsorships and TV deals. The NBA rakes in $2, $6 billion per year just from TV rights. The WNBA? A humble $60 million. That's not even 3% of what the NBA makes. Imagine 2 kids starting lemonade stands. One gets a prime spot in Times Square with billboards and celebrity endorsements, and the other gets, well, a quiet spot next to your local gas station. Brands follow the money, and right now, the NBA is the VIP lounge of sports, while the WNBA is still waiting for bottle service. But here's where things get spicy. Some argue that if the WNBA got more investment, it would naturally grow. It's kind of like when your little cousin plays NBA 2K for the first time and only upgrades their dunking stat, ignoring everything else. Round 4, the future. Is the WNBA gaining momentum? Here's the plot twist. Things are changing. In the past 3 years, WNBA viewership has increased by 20%. More people are tuning in, and major brands like Nike and AT&T are throwing more money into the league. Plus, college stars like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are bringing fresh eyes to women's basketball. But even with these wins, the gap is still huge. Think of it like a pickup game where one player starts with 100. points, and the other starts with 3. The WNBA is growing, but can it ever catch up? Final round. The verdict: fair or foul? Now it's your turn to step onto the court. Should WNBA players get paid more, or is this just how the business works? Is it a market issue, or is the system rigged from the start? Let us know in the comments. And may the best argument win. Because one thing is for sure, this battle is far from over.